Appoggiatura. My name is Benjamin Garbaggio, and welcome to session 5 of the Bathroom Violin Tutor. Today we'll be putting all together the last 4 sessions, and we will work on actually getting this collaborating with this. Not like that, but you know. So, first things first, if you need to review any of the bow holding material or the violin holding material, please go to the previous sessions. This session will focus mainly on getting the two working in tandem. So one thing that right off the bat you need to know about the bow is that when bowing, the hand or the wrist needs to bend with the bow, but not in a vertical sense, more so in a horizontal sense. So for example, if I'm starting and I'm not going to play a string, I'm just going to bow in general. If I'm starting at the frog, which you always start at the frog, my wrist is straight, and then to accommodate a parallel line, it'll bend. See that? So again, we'll go move up. My wrist is fairly straight, and then it bends a bit horizontally. So this is to accommodate the fact that whenever you're bowing, you want to make sure that the bow is in your control, that it's not moving around. So I'm not bowing like, I'm not sliding up and down the violin when I'm bowing, right? That would happen with arm movement. So really, there's 2 kinds of bows for now. There is a down bow and an up bow. So a down bow would be going from the frog to the tip. An up bow would be, well, from the tip to the frog. When you're bowing, you have to make sure that you always start at the 2 when you start a new measure. As if you start in the middle, it's a lot harder to get a concise sound. There's a lot more bouncing that could happen, as opposed to just, right? So we're going to focus for now on the G string, the first string of the violin. And if you remember from when we were pizzing, I was speaking about how you need to keep your shoulder up. So that's because you need to keep the wrist and the hand consistently straight. And so if you have your shoulder down, there's a dramatic bend in the wrist, and as such you'll get an awkward movement moving the bow out or in. It just doesn't work. So we're going to apply our pizzing technique when we would pizz, right, with our thumb on the fingerboard and our elbow up and then move down. So we're going to do the same thing but with the bow. What you want to do is you want to bow. When bowing, the distance between the bridge and the fingerboard actually has a different quality of tone. So if you're near the fingerboard, it's going to take more effort to make a louder sound. It's naturally looser down there, so you have to put more effort. And it's more of a mellower sound. If you're more near the bridge right here, it's already a lot louder, and I'm using the same amount of pressure. So that means that if you want a brighter, more loud sound, you can bow it up here. And that can be a technique that you later use when you get better in playing piano or forte. So say I'm in a forte section or a piano section, I would bow right by the fingerboard. And then if I want to get loud really quickly, or if I'm just playing a really long, loud section, I would play near the bridge. So back to bowing. Everything's nice and loose but concise. We have our elbow up. We have the frog at the G in between the fingerboard and the bridge. Basically what we want to do is simply pull with a consistent amount of weight being distributed from the pinky and the forefinger. Remember when we were doing this exercise, right? So go boom, 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 using the pinky and the forefinger, or the index finger. We're going to do the same thing and kind of distribute the weight to the bow as it goes along the string. So we start at the frog, And right now there's a lot of weight on the index. And sorry. So we're going to start the frog on the G. There's a lot of weight on the pinky right now and almost none on the index, right? We're going to keep going, and then the weight switches as the wrist moves to there being weight on the index. Right, so that's a lot of weight on the index. And then when I'm going back, I'm shifting that weight from the index back to the pinky. And so that will be getting like a consistent tone. And then you can do the same for the next string. So right now I have a lot of weight on the pinky. And then pointer finger. And the next string. And the final string. As you're starting with bowing on the violin, it's a little easier to practice with the high E string and the first string, the G string, as the D and the A are kind of in between, and you can get string crossings pretty easy as a beginner, which you don't want when trying to get a consistent tone. Another thing to consider when bowing is the speed at which you're bowing and the amount of bow that you're using. So I can use half the bow, and then go back down. Or I can use the full bow. So that'd be from the frog all the way down to the tip. So a big part of bowing is being able to change this on the fly. So when you're starting out, you can do, say, 4 beats on a full bow. It would sound like 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you can switch it to half notes. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And then if you're feeling saucy in advance, you can go a quarter note. 1, 2, 3, 4. I can't really do it that quick. And so that will help you with your general tone when playing, and it'll also alleviate many problems such as maybe a rough sound or balancing. And you can do that to every single string, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you can also mix up and throw some other articulations. So how about you stop at the half bow on the second beat? So you can go 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 4. Get this ugly sound. Right? That sound is bad, but can also be beneficial. A way to get rid of it is simply to make the weight you're putting onto the string more even and not so tense. So just kind of smoothly pull. You're pulling in this direction. You're not forcing down. That happens when you force down. You just want to kind of as little weight as possible to make a sound. It can be beneficial, however, when you're playing accented notes, where you quickly push down and pull, but then you immediately alleviate that downward weight. Right? So you hear that? It's a nice sound. Turning devils into angels. Appoggiatura. That's the